What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of 90 Day Diary Season 5, Episode 5, SOS. Let's get started with Courtney. So Courtney has arrived in Malaysia. So she went to Malaysia because one of her old flings from 5 years ago, when she was there before, he had invited her to come back to Malaysia for some type of celebration. Now, his name is Mustafa. He's from Pakistan, but he lives in Malaysia. And the way that Courtney described their previous relationship, it was pretty hot and heavy. There was a lot of chemistry between them. And so she's thinking that he wants her to come back to Malaysia to spend time with him to kind of like rekindle some romantic feelings. So she's very excited because Courtney is on the prowl for love. So, he was supposed to meet her upon her arrival in Malaysia, but he told her that he got caught up with some family business or some family situation. So she is alone for the first couple of days in Malaysia. She's staying in his apartment, and for like, I don't know, a few days, she doesn't see him at all. So as she's texting him or messaging him, she tells us that he's making her feel like she's annoying him, because she's reaching out to him, trying to figure out what's going on, when are they going to see each other, and he's kind of like treating her like she's being a nuisance. So she doesn't understand what the hell is going on. So later on in the week, he finally shows up at the apartment, but everything between them, the dynamic between them has completely changed. He's very distant with her. He is definitely not romantic. The only thing that he brought her was a magnet, no flowers, no gifts, no nothing. And so she can definitely feel that there has been a huge shift in their relationship, and she doesn't understand why. So they're sitting on the couch and they're having a conversation about it. And he tells her, well, people change, things change. You just have to like go with it. So this gets her kind of emotional, and she actually starts crying. And I'm just trying to understand, like, why are you crying? Because you don't really know him that well. It's not like they were in some deep, long relationship. She made it seem like it was just a physical type of relationship when she was in Malaysia before. They were kind of like friends with benefits more than anything else. And so I don't understand like why she had gotten so emotional. So because he's not trying to be romantic with her in any kind of way, and he's not trying to start any kind of relationship or pick up where they left off kind of thing, she decides to book on out of his apartment and check herself into a hotel. So when she's at her hotel, she's back on the prowl. She gets back on her dating app, and she ends up matching with a guy named Elvis. And she's extremely excited and super eager to meet Elvis. He fixes cars, which she thinks is a big plus. She says she doesn't run into too many men who know how to fix things. So the fact that he fixes cars is very exciting to her. And she tells us that she thinks her parents are going to love him before she herself has even met him. And I'm like, girl, how do you know your parents are going to love him when all you've seen is, a couple of pictures on this dating app? So she meets up with Elvis, and they go visit these exotic caves or something in Malaysia. These really beautiful caves. There's these colorful stairs that lead up to the caves. There's monkeys running around everywhere. It was a really beautiful experience. So after visiting the caves, they get a chance to sit down and have a conversation. And she straight up asks him, like, what are you really looking for in a relationship? And he tells her that he wants something, serious. He is wanting to get married, he wants children, he wants the full shebang. And so this is right up her alley. So she says that she feels like they have a really good connection, which is great. It's wonderful that they have that connection, that chemistry, I guess it's there. I thought they even kind of look cute together. But Courtney is one of those people that like moves really, really fast. So I don't know if whatever she's feeling is real or if it's all in her head. But at the end of the date, when he dropped her back off at her hotel, they gave each other a kiss, a little peck on the lips, and then she went about her business. But Courtney does move pretty fast. And so her talking about how her parents are going to love him and how she felt this connection with him after the first date, I don't know, girl. I really don't know. She moves fast, and then she gets her heart broken fast, and she gets really emotional fast. Moving on from there, y'all, I could not believe it that Ben and Mahogany are back. I could not believe it. Now, I think I remember seeing in the previews that, they were going to be coming on, that we're going to be seeing them on this season, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I was not ready to see Ben. So yeah, I remember the Ben and Mahogany season when he went to Peru to meet her and she didn't show up for I don't know how many days. And everybody thought that it was a catfish. And I remember thinking that, that there was no Mahogany. All of her pictures were extremely like filtered and photoshopped. I did not think Mahogany was real. I remember doing the reviews for that season of 90 Day Fiance, and I was like, this is not even a real person. I was calling her an AI because her pictures, whatever pictures that they had of her, were heavily, heavily, heavily filtered. And but yeah, I don't know, after how many days he was in Peru, she decides to show up, and the real Mahogany is an attractive woman. I don't know why she has to like filter herself so damn much to the point where she doesn't even look human, but whatever. So Ben and Mahogany are back. Ben and the filter queen. So they are married now, which is crazy because the way their season ended, I don't even remember exactly. I didn't even think they were going to get married. I think it ended on a bad note. I think it ended with them breaking up or something. And then, you had to go read online and figure out that he ended up going back to, I don't know how it was. I thought it was over, but it's not over. It was not over because now they're married. So they had a civil ceremony in Peru, I believe, and they're going to have a religious ceremony later on. But they are officially, legally husband and wife. So when we see Ben, he is unemployed and he is at the blood bank giving blood to try to make some money because he is trying to get back to Peru to Mahogany, I think, for them to have their religious or traditional Peruvian ceremony. He's been unemployed for about 6 months. And didn't he get arrested in 2023? What was it for? Was it driving under the influence? I remember him getting arrested because I remember his mugshot, showing up everywhere. So he finally lands in Peru. We see Mahogany. Mahogany is like a shift changer. What do they call a shift changer? Yeah, because every time you see Mahogany, you're like, it's like a different person. Her pictures look different from the real her. The real her that we met in the original season is completely different from the real her of this season. So I don't know what's going on with Mahogany, but she is a chameleon. Like, she knows if she ever wanted to live a life of crime, she would never get caught because she knows how to change up her looks. So Mahogany has definitely lost weight and she looks completely different to me. And they're going to be planning their second wedding, their Peruvian wedding or their religious wedding. They kept on using Peruvian and religion interchangeably. The plan is to get a spousal visa ultimately, and then I guess for them to move to the United States. So because of his financial situation, it's taking a little bit longer because he's broke. He doesn't have any money. So, doing the application process and all of this is taking a little bit longer. So Mahogany tells him while they're sitting at the table, nibbling on some strawberries, she tells him, what if I change my mind in regards to getting married to him, which they are already married. But I guess I don't know, y'all. The civil ceremony, I think, was a real ceremony. They're really married. So, like, change your mind about what, girl? Y'all already married. Because she goes, well, what if I change my mind? Because he's talking about how, the process is going to be taking a while, but for them just to, like, stick with it. And then she looks at him and she goes, but what if I change my mind? And he says, about what? Marrying me? And then he says that he'll be heartbroken if she does change her mind. Or maybe changing her mind about getting the visa and not coming to America. I did not understand because one thing about Mahogany, besides her being a shift changer, she does not talk a lot. And there is no language barrier. Her English is impeccable, but she just doesn't talk a lot. I remember this in the original season on 90 Day Fiance. She does not talk a lot. So I don't even know what she meant by that. So he says that he hopes as they bond and build trust, she'll commit more and more. What? Y'all are already married. Commit to what? Y'all have already made the ultimate commitment. Y'all are married. I don't get it. Like, Ben and Mahogany confused me back then because I thought it was over between them. Ben and Mahogany are still confusing me now. So this is going to be really, really interesting. Yeah, I don't get them. Moving on to Fernanda. So Fernanda was in whatever season of 90 Day Fiance. I don't know if it was season one or season two. And she was with Jonathan. And I remember I didn't like her then, and I still don't care for Fernanda now. I don't like her now. When I say I don't, that seems a little bit harsh. I just don't care for her. I don't vibe with Fernanda. When I look at her and I listen to her, she frustrates me. She frustrated me when she was with Jonathan. I didn't understand why that relationship didn't work, other than her being a little bit too much on the immature side. Like, she really wasn't ready to handle a full commitment. And I felt like Jonathan was, but she was really young. There was a big age gap, there was an age gap between them. I think she was like, because she said she met him when she was like 18 years old. And so she must have been like, I don't know, 19, early 20s. I think he was already in his 30s when they came to America and they got married. So she tells us that the marriage lasted only 6 months. They got officially divorced in 2020. She moved to Miami to pursue her dreams of being a model and a fashion designer. And at some point she met this guy, Noel. And within a week of meeting each other or something, they moved in together. He's originally from Germany. He is a professional boxer. And her biggest issue with him is that he's emotionally unavailable. Now, I remember these are the things that frustrated me about Fernanda. Like, her issues with her relationships or with her men is always something that's kind of vague, where I don't think the average man will understand how to fix it. Like, if you tell the average man, hey, you're emotionally unavailable, I need you to fix it, are they even going to know what to do? Do they even know what that means? So she's using these vague terms. And it's like, girl, are you just trying to cause a problem when there is no problem? Are you just trying to be dramatic for the sake of being dramatic? Because it's like, what are you talking about? So she says he's emotionally unavailable or something. Okay, he has a fighting match in Saudi Arabia, and he's under the assumption that Fernanda's going to go with him. So as he's packing up his bags, like the day he's supposed to leave, she comes into the room and she says, oh yeah, I've been thinking about it and I'm not going to come with you. And he's like, why are you telling me this the last minute? And she says, because I've just made that decision now. So what are y'all going to do with that second ticket? I don't understand, because he acts like he is shocked that she's not coming with him to Saudi Arabia. I'm assuming that y'all had two tickets, because he was under the impression that they were going together. And then right before he's supposed to leave, she changes her mind. What are you doing with that second ticket? Getting a refund? Okay, fine. So he doesn't understand why she doesn't want to go. And then she starts talking about how she wants to concentrate more on herself, her business, and her family. Y'all, why can't you do that while you're in a relationship? I don't understand that. Why does it have to be one or the other? Why does it have to be either I'm with you or I break up with you to concentrate more on myself? I don't understand. But anyway, so she says that she needs to concentrate more on herself, her family, and her business. She wants him to be more present in the relationship. She wants him to be more passionate in the relationship. I don't know what. And this is exactly the problem that I had with Fernanda when she was with Jonathan. I did not know what the issues were, what the problem was. But she was really unhappy. And she's still unhappy. Okay, so I guess, her biggest issue is that he became kind of complacent in the relationship, or like too comfortable, and she's not doing all the fun and exciting things that you do when you are first dating someone. So at the end of it all, he goes off to Germany, but then they show us a blurb on the TV. And I don't know why they had to show us a blurb and not wait for these things to play out, unless this is the last time that we see Fernanda, and I would not be upset if it was. But it says that they decided, after being 3 weeks apart, they decided to stay together and to work out their relationship. Like, why was that given to us in a blurb? Why didn't they just show this? Is it because she's not going to come back? I have no idea. Moving on, y'all, to Yara and Jovi. Yara and Jovi, y'all. I just, Lord have mercy. This is the producers thinking that we, the people, can't get enough of Yara and Jovi. And y'all, if I never see Yara and Jovi again, I'll be fine. I'll be okay, because Yara and Jovi are okay. I don't mind watching a couple being happy together, going through the normal things that a happy couple goes through. I have no issue with that at all. And that's that's fine and dandy. I don't have to have all the drama. What bothers me are the people that have to create fake drama for a storyline just to be on the show. I'm not saying that they are begging to be on the show. I'm pretty sure the producers, for the sake of ratings, want them to continue to come back on every single franchise of 90 Days. Because they think that the people can't get enough of them. They think that they're fan favorites. And I don't know if they are, if they're, or they're not. But I don't mind watching Yara and Jovi as long as they are genuine. And I don't think they are. I think they want to make it look like they have all these horrible marital issues when they actually don't. But anyway, here we go. So, Yara has been in the United States for 3 years. She claims that they are still dealing with communication problems, and Yara hates living in Louisiana. She wants to get the hell out of Louisiana. So they're still seeing Dr. Jacob, which was the therapist from Couples Resort. And was that the name of the show? Couples Resort? I feel like it was called something else. Maybe it was called Couples Resort. So they're in it there. So they're still seeing Dr. Jacob, and they're having an online therapy session with him, and they're talking about moving, and there was no issue. Like, why are you even wasting this therapist's time? Y'all are not in crisis. Y'all are not struggling with anything. So the issue was moving out of Louisiana. And the issue supposedly was, Jovi says he's ready to move. He's ready to get the ball rolling. And Yara's the one that's, dragging her feet. So as they're talking, Jovi says, well, I want to be already moved to Florida in 6 months. Excuse me. And Yara was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. And so then they're like, yes, we've solved our issue. We're going to be moving in. Y'all didn't even have an issue to begin with. I don't get it. Like, why are you wasting this man's time? Why are you wasting my time? So they both agree that, within 6 months' time, they should already be living in Florida. The next step is telling Jovi's mom, okay, because she's very attached to her granddaughter, and because of them, because they were always begging her to come and help them take care of the baby, because Yara was so overwhelmed with motherhood. So the mother-in-law would always come to help her with the little girl, and, this developed like a really strong bond between the granddaughter and the grandmother. So they meet up with Jovi's mom, and they tell her that they're going to be moving to Florida sooner than later. And of course the mom wasn't really crazy about it, but she wasn't like trying to stop them or anything. Once again, there's no issue with Yara and Jovi. The mother-in-law, or Jovi's mom, she was like, okay, that's great, but I moved all the way to New Orleans because y'all wanted me to be closer to y'all to help y'all out, and now y'all are moving to Florida. So she was like, when am I going to see my grandbaby? And Yara says, you can come see her anytime. You can stay as long as you want with us in Florida. You can come by anytime you want to see Mila, and it's not that far. Okay, but she still has a life in Louisiana. It might not be that far, but it's not like a day trip. Okay, she can't come every single day to Florida. She has to plan her life around taking a trip to Florida, Yara. So Yara says that, just come whenever you want, and it's no big deal. It's no big deal to you, but it's a big deal to her. I don't know why we're looking at Yara and Jovi again. They had some type of dramatic situation when they were on, The Last Resort. That's what it was called, The Last Resort. They had some type of situation on The Last Resort about her hiding that she was taking birth control pills and, his addiction to strippers. Y'all, if they talk about Jovi and his stripper addiction on 90 Day Diaries, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, because it's just stupid. It's just stupid now. It's stupid. Yara, if you get mad at this man one more time because he wants to go to a strip club, I don't know what I'm going to do, because you know what the situation is. Y'all are not trying to fix it. And now we really don't care. Let him go let him go sleep at the damn strip club for all I care. I really don't give a damn anymore. They better not bring up strippers, strip club, stripping. I don't want to hear none of that in this season of 90 Day Diaries. I don't want to hear none of that. Anyhow, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video, like this content, subscribe to my channel, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.